drink of choice for today's video is a vanilla iced coffee. Why is that straw so hard to use though? Beautiful. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I'm organising for my final term of year 13. Obviously, technically there's 2 terms left, but this is the last term before A-levels. I'm going to be showing you how I'm doing my final organisation process because there's a lot of content. It's quite overwhelming trying to work out how to organise all of the year 12 content, the year 13 content, make room for new content. Where do you put your revision? What do you keep? What do you throw away? Honestly, it was a mess yesterday, and I realised how much stuff I actually don't need. Hopefully it does help if you have mocks coming up and you don't know how to organise for them. On my bed I have got all of my folders and all of my binders, and I'm just going to go through them subject by subject. Obviously I do take science subjects, so it's going to be very different to the organisation of kind of English or any other kind of essay subjects, but hopefully it does help a little bit in terms of the structure. That is really annoying. Just moved you around very slightly to try and avoid that light. It's not really working, but we're going to work with it. I'm going to start with psychology because that is very content heavy. I know a lot of people struggle to organise for psychology just because of the vast amount of stuff. It's my most organised subject. So we're going to start with my year 12 content. All of my year 12 content is in this big lever arch folder. All of my folders were actually from Wilko. They are all falling apart, but I refuse to get anything that doesn't match them, so we're going with falling apart folders. So this one is obviously from Wilko. I just have a label on the front. I have gone through this folder before, but I'll go through it momentarily. For Edexcel Psychology, you do 4 topics in first year, so I just have my 4 topics. They're colour coordinated. We've got cognitive in green, learning theories in yellow, social in blue, and then bio in pink at the back. So it's pretty organised in there. If you want a more detailed one, the how I'm organising for year 12 exams will be linked down below. I go through that in a lot of detail, but I'm just showing you the fact that I'm keeping all of my year 1 psychology in one big folder. So then for year 2 in Edexcel you have 2 topics, so we've done criminal and clinical. They each have just a smaller folder because, as I say, there's only 2 topics, so I didn't think there was much point in me buying a massive one again. Obviously there is a lot more content in these than there is in the year 1 topics, so it does make sense for them to have their own folder. I have changed the angle again. The lighting is not working with me today. I'm going to show you a very brief flip through of my criminal psychology folder. All of my different topics are laid out the same. Criminal just happens to be the one that is the most organised. So at the start of each topic I have the specification. I have a folder for any homework that was due in. Clearly that never got checked. Then we have all of the main topics, so I usually start with the different explanations, and then I go on to, this has got treatments. Obviously they're all slightly different, but these are just all the different topics, studies, and then we have methodology at the back, the key question, and the practical. Oh my god, this sun is really annoying me. So that is how I organise all of my topics in their folders, and I have the class booklet for each kind of subtopic and any notes that I've made myself. I don't tend to make notes for psychology. I do flashcards and I do essay plans, and that is about it, which I will come on to. But if I have made any notes for whatever reason, they'll be just in the plastic wallet with the handout. Now I'm going to show you how I organise revision for psychology, because as you can imagine there is quite a bit to it. For my year 1 stuff I have this folder. I've got a plastic wallet for each topic of year 1, and in there I have the test paper that we did. I have my year 12 mock exam, and then at the back I have all of the practice papers that I did. Literally all that's in there. It's just where I store any past papers that I do, where I store old test papers from year 1. Then we have this little folder which is all of my year 2 revision, plastic wallets for my assessments and assessment feedback. All throughout here I just have all of my essay plans on every single topic, and I love myself for it. These, I have a couple like physical flashcards in here where I've just written some names of studies. Didn't help, couldn't remember any in the exam, but oh well. All of psychology, organised, done, dusted. I'm now going to be moving on to biology. It's my other kind of content heavy subject, so yeah, there's definitely a lot to it. Firstly I have this box folder, whatever, it doesn't really matter what you put it in, my class booklets. Now I had this epiphany the other day that The class booklets that we get given in lessons to do our work in lessons, that just has all the content in, that I then use those to make my own revision resources. They sit in my folder for a year and I never look at them. I realised I don't ever use them again, and they've just been taking up so much space. So obviously I didn't want to throw them out just in case, but I've just put them all, like every single one, in this box. Probably never going to look at them again, but at least they're there if I do need them. I've made revision resources. You probably don't need to keep all your like classwork and class notes. Like, there's so much that I've just thrown away. Then I have this big lever arch folder, and it has, to be fair, saying that obviously we get class booklets for psychology as well. The reason that I keep all my class booklets for psychology is because I genuinely do use them, whereas for bio and chem, because I've made very in-depth resources, I don't really use them as much. Then I have my big lever arch folder for biology, and this has everything in across the whole 2 years, so like literally starts with cells. It's open properly, but as you can see, all the different colours changing, they're the different topics. So we get given like an exam question booklet for each topic. So I have a plastic wallet with the exam question booklet and then all my own notes in there, and that honestly just repeats throughout. And then right at the back I have all of my test papers and assessments that I've done since the whole start of biology. Another thing I have for bio is this grey folder. In here we get given practice papers every single week, so I just keep, they're literally falling apart. They're in order, and then at the back I have all my any physical flashcards I've made over the past year and a half, and then all of my biology summary sheets and mind maps I just file in here until I want to put them back up on my wall. I'm going to do chemistry, and then I will give you guys some last minute tips and advice. Last thing I have is a box very similar to the biology one. It just has all of my class booklets in throughout the whole course that I haven't looked at since the first time I used them. I have this box for chemistry, and this one just has all of my test papers in, has all my exam papers, just because they fit in my biology one and they don't fit in this one. It's just working out where you have space and what you need to separate. Like, it's going to be different for everyone. And I have my big lever arch folder, very similar to biology. I have the whole 2-year course in here. Because I got rid of all the class booklets, it freed up genuinely about 60% of the space, so there's actually a lot of room in here. At the start of each module I have the specification checklist. I do want to do this for biology at some point, but I don't find it as necessary compared to chem, because chem specification is just like, there's so much in it. Then we just start with the different topics, and I've just labelled any past paper questions I've done, the exam questions that they give us is all in here, and it just kind of repeats throughout. And that's it. That's how I organise my whole life. But I'd say some takeaways from this video, if that literally made no sense to you. Leave an arch folder for each subject that you can file your key things that you're genuinely using for your revision. So any exam questions, any notes that you've made, like anything that's generally used, I would keep try and keep the whole course in one place, and then file away anything that you don't really use anymore. Chuck out any old scrap piece of paper. Make sure you haven't got repeats of notes that are taking up space, because honestly the amount of stuff I recycled the other day just because I had repeats of things is crazy. I would definitely have like a separate folder or file for revision resources such as your old past papers, assessments and things like that, because then when it comes to actually wanting to look at past mistakes, you have them a lot more easily accessible. I think that's everything. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I've literally drank barely any of this, but I hope that all of your exams went well. I love you all so much, and I will see you next Friday.